Hey, you're listening to Scam Me, the podcast that breaks down online safety and scams without the boring bits. We're here thanks to Inclusive Change at Work CIC, Avon and Somerset PCC, and Culture Gem. Let's get into it.
So Gemma, tell me a bit about Culture Gem. What is it and how can people get hold of it?
Culture Gem is the world's first fully inclusive and accessible compliance e-learning platform where all compliance training is in one place. Your staff get to learn in a way that meets their needs. They get a choice of 8 different learning styles. They can choose from 11 different colours and 2 different narrators.
Hey, you're listening to Scam Me, the podcast that breaks down online safety and scams without the boring bits. We're here thanks to Inclusive Change at Work CIC, Avon and Somerset PCC, and Culture Gem. Let's get into it.
Which should remove any barriers to learning that they might have, which aids with knowledge retention and makes a real difference to your compliance in your organisation.
There's a lot of words there in terms of compliance and platforms. What do we mean by compliance? What does that mean?
In terms of compliance, there are a lot of regulations and laws that say you have to do things. There's things like
Mm.
the Health and Safety at Work Act, there's data protection, and so one of the key areas for to meet those requirements is that you have to teach people how to be compliant, which is here are the basic steps, and here's what you should do, and here's what you shouldn't do. Um, every one of us has probably done some really horrible training, some mandatory learning when you like in the first 2 weeks of your job. You've had to do some horrific training that's really, really boring, that's picked by someone who doesn't really care, and they've got a set amount of money to spend, and so they just buy the thing that's easy. Those are horrible experiences for all of us because one, like, firstly, they're really, really boring. Um, the other side of things is that they are not accessible for a lot of people. So they rely on somebody with additional needs to put their hand up and say, I need something. I need an adjustment. I need a headset. I need a screen reader. A lot of the training platforms that tick the compliance box that say we've done the bare minimum are not what we call WCAG compliant in terms of
Oh, hang
they
on a
don't
minute.
meet.
WCAG, what's that?
Yeah, so it's the Web Content Accessibility Guidelines, which
Okay.
basically, it's not the law. You don't have to do it if you don't want to. Like you could just do
Don't
whatever you
tell
like.
people that.
I know it's well, I mean, I think that WCAG is nonsense. So yeah, don't worry about that too much. But there is a set of guidelines that say anything that you put on the internet has to work with a screen reader. If it's a video, it's got to have captions. If it's audio, then there should be a video option. It's basic principles of how to make things accessible to people. But they're terrible guidelines. I wouldn't say that they even meet the bare minimum of what you should be doing to help people digest information. So what we do at Culture Gem is give it to you in a way that because it's boring, right? We know it's the
Yeah.
compliance is boring.
Yeah.
You don't do it because you want to. You do it because someone told you you have to do it, and it's part of your probation. So you
And
get
as a
on with it.
boss, right, as a business owner and as a boss, actually I need my staff to have that knowledge and awareness because otherwise I'm going to get in trouble if something goes wrong.
Oh yeah,
So
yeah, big
that's
trouble.
why I have to ask people to do it.
Yeah.
So we might as well do it in a bit of fun.
Yes, and it doesn't cost the earth because Culture Gem is the same as any old bit of tat you're going to buy that does the same thing. But what we do is create lasting memories effectively. So we've like our learning style is the normal stuff. Have you ever heard the concept familiar hell?
No.
So basically, what it means is that you do something because it's familiar to you, but you don't necessarily enjoy it. Like, so, it could
Oh,
be you go to um, Tesco because you've always gone to Tesco, but actually Asda might be better. So
yeah.
it's the comfort in the familiar. So
Right.
some people really like e-learning as it stands because that's what they've always done. So we
Hmm.
do like the e-learning that, the mandatory training nonsense that everyone else does, but we also do like news broadcasts that are a bit like TikTok-y. We do video games. So we've got an escape room video game. We've also got, this is my personal favorite, we remade a retro video game that like some of the people that
This
are
is
our age.
phenomenal.
Yeah, it's really cool. And all of the people who use Culture Jam to do their mandatory training, like we
Yeah.
sort of have to force people because that's that unfortunately familiar hell. We know what it's going to be like. It's
Yeah.
terrible. But the feedback we get from our learners is, oh my God, that's so cool. Which, if you
Yeah.
can imagine any of your staff saying that to you, like, oh, go and do your health and safety training, and them going, Lucy, this is cool, right? And that cool factor is not familiar hell. It means that they're actually creating lasting memories because they're excited and they're getting this dopamine rush of like, oh, look, I'm doing something really cool, which increases situational awareness and then makes them better in terms of knowledge retention and a more compliant with
That's
regulation as a worker.
And that really makes sense for neurodivergent thinkers and people who think differently. So this is incredible, Gemma. Gemma, I tell you what, we're on video, so we're doing a bit of this recording on video. If you're only listening on audio, this bit might be a bit difficult. However, how about could you show me it? Could you give me a bit of a demo online?
Hey, you're listening to Scam Me, the podcast that breaks down online safety and scams without the boring bits.
Did you know that your brain works better in different colours? Were you
Kind
aware of
of. And
this?
I know that there are some people who will have certain overlays or work better with different coloured paper.
Mm. So quite a lot of time, the people that you'll see them with overlays or different coloured papers that they've actually had a diagnosis, but we all actually have a preference.
Okay.
So it could be that those individuals have had a dyslexia assessment and they've been
Mhm.
told like yellow works best for them. But 82% of people switched to dark mode when it became more readily available. So with Culture Gem, you can switch to dark mode. You can
Oh,
also
wowzers,
choose
it's already gone
from
black. Yes, love it.
Yes. You can choose from 11 of the most commonly used color ways.
Right.
So the reason that we've got pictures and text here is that it's important for you to be able to see the contrast. Now,
Mhm.
whenever I show people this, I always choose purple because purple is my favorite color, but I can't read any of that because the contrast is not right for me. But there are
Right.
some people where their brain has a preference where they really like to read on purple, and that would be really clear for them. But for the purposes of this demonstration, we'll just stick with the purple.
No,
Um,
I can't do the purple.
you can't do it. See, you have a
No.
preference.
Yeah.
So,
Already. I
okay,
feel like grey. The light
you want
grey would do it
grey.
for me. Yeah.
Okay, so let me switch to grey. There we go. Is that
Yeah.
okay?
Yeah.
Cool. Okay, let's go back to this screen then.
Yeah.
So, here are the different learning styles that you could choose from. If you hover over any of these, a little text pops up in the middle. So this one, speak to our secret agent for a mission critical report and then answer the questions, get out of the escape room. So that's as it sounds, an
I
escape room
love it.
game. We have
Yeah.
a podcast. So we give you a choice of narrator. So some people have a preference over the type of voice that they listen to. So you can customize your sat nav and your smart homes to
Yeah.
have different voices. Now, the reality of this is some people cannot, it's like nails on a blackboard. They cannot
Yeah.
hear some voices. It makes them feel really, really uncomfortable.
Yeah.
My dad has a hearing aid that makes it really difficult for him to hear women's voices. And I always joke that he's done that on purpose so
Just
he doesn't
tuning
have
you
to
out.
listen to my
Yeah.
mum.
Yeah.
Um, but the reality is, some people have a voice
Mhm.
frequency issue. So we give learners the choice of which voice they want to listen to.
Yeah.
So we have a male presenting voice and a female presenting voice.
Okay.
And we give you the chance to change the color at any point and also change your learning style. So
Yeah.
you can kind of filter around the board and pick one that works for you. So my personal favorite, because we're short on time, I'll just show you this one really quickly.
Welcome to this
This
video
Culture
about
Warrior.
information
Oh,
I'll
security,
turn the
better
sound
known as
down,
InfoSec,
just
with
so
the
we can
goal of
continue to talk. So we've got two of our characters here, and they're running through the information that you need to know about information security. Now,
yeah.
on my demo account, I've got a little magic button, so I'm going to press that. And at
Yeah.
the end of that learning experience, I get asked, "Are you ready to take the quiz?" Now, some people with ADHD need that option so that they're not
Yeah.
forced into taking a quiz when they're not ready. We also give you the chance to view the content again to make sure that you're really, really happy that you're ready to take the quiz. And then
Yeah.
we also give you the option to change the style. So it could be that you haven't taken in the information. It could be that the doorbell went, or someone's brought you a sandwich and you got distracted and you want to go back, or you're ready to go. So in this situation, we'll just take the quiz. So the questions are pulled from this question bank and they are multiple choice. So,
Oh, right. So we have to go through the quiz. Right. Okay. Yeah.
yeah. So in this version, because this is a video game,
Yeah.
what I'm trying to do is gain enough special fight moves to be able to pass the course.
Right. Okay.
So that's validated me and said you've gained a special fight move. I realised I turned the sound off, so you might not have heard that, but let's do that
Let's do
again.
the next one then. Yeah.
Yes. So let's go this one. Did you hear that?
Boom. Yeah.
Boom.
Yeah.
Okay. So I'm going to work my way through
Yeah.
and answer these questions. Got another special fight move. I have to try not to get any answers wrong now.
I know. I'd never thought that you could do training in this kind of way. With, like, yeah.
It's very
And
cool, right?
yeah.
Um, Yeah, I mean, we spent years and years developing this and
Right.
testing it with various groups
Yeah.
to make sure it did what it was supposed to do. Because what we didn't want is to give you all the additional accessibility, exceed web content accessibility guidelines, and then something fall down. So this was
Right.
years of development. And I can tell you that nobody has anything like this because when we ran into problems, we couldn't speak to anyone about how to fix it. Uh,
Right.
so it was really, really difficult.
Mhm.
But we did it because we thought it was the right thing to do.
I just think
Um,
around thinking about cognitive diversity, thinking about the different way people learn. This is
yeah,
like self-led personalization of compliance training.
exactly.
And
It is.
yeah, we're going to get to the same point with every single style. However, we can pick what works for us. Yeah.
Exactly. So you shape the world around you. You shape your
Yeah.
learning experience about you and your preferences. And
Yeah.
like I've still got, you can see there's the color options at the bottom. So if I'm
Yeah.
doing
You
this in
can
gray, but
change it.
actually it's not going in properly, I can
Yeah.
change that and I can learn something about my own brain.
Yeah.
I'm going to get a question wrong now so that you can see what
Okay.
happens.
Okay.
I
Oh,
missed
play
out
it
on a special,
down.
yeah. So that was question 10 out of 10. So I
Right.
should now see if I did well enough.
Oh, that's cool.
Did you just say that's cool, Lucy?
Yeah, that's cool because you've got
And
all those moves that you've picked up. That is
yeah,
so old woman of me saying that's cool because it's probably
no, but do you know what? Everyone says that. All of our learners say that's cool. And so
yeah,
it's crazy to imagine a world where compliance training is cool, but we did it, we made it. And then the other side of the platform, which I'll just show you really, really quickly, is
okay,
we have what we call an anti-simulation phishing tool. So we
okay.
don't send you an email and see if you can spot the signs. We ask you to construct the most convincing phishing email that you can to see how much
Ooh,
you would be able to get away with. And that
yeah,
uses a different part of your brain. So phishing emails uses the part of your brain that spots patterns
yeah,
effectively. It's the same as spot the difference, whereas this uses the creative part of your brain, which then helps you to for people who learn by doing, or you remember that experience, the touch and the smell and all
Mm.
that sort of stuff, all of those extra sensory bits, that's what you get from when you craft your own phishing email. So I'll just run you through this really quickly. First thing I'm asked to do is, what email address do I want to send this message from? So I
Okay.
get a choice of 5 different email
Oh,
addresses.
right.
So I'm going
Okay.
to click this one.
Support at Secure Bank.
Yes. And
Okay.
then I'm asked for a subject line. So I'm going to, this one seems really urgent, important, action needed for your account.
Oh,
So,
okay. So you're getting choices and we can make the choices. So it's not
yes,
like we have to go in and actually write it and we're stumped
no,
and going, you've given us the choices already, so we can come up with different types and different configurations of phishing emails. Love it.
yes. And
Yeah.
these, you'll never run out of options.
Right.
So
Okay.
we look at real emails that are out in the wild right now,
Yeah.
and we
Yeah.
take those and we make them safe and we put those parts into here so that you can build an
Yeah.
email that is what we're seeing out in the
In the
industry at the
wild.
moment. I'm going to choose the email content that says we've detected unusual activity, and then I'm going to
Yeah.
give them a link. I think accessyouraccount.com sounds about right. And then I can upload an attachment. So
Oh,
let's
okay.
go account review. So let's have a little read of this. Am I happy with it? I think so. So I'm going to hit send, and I scored 26. So my fish was very sophisticated. It can trick even experienced users.
Wow. That
So
again, really, that's fascinating. So that's 26 out of what, 30?
at 30, yeah.
Right. Okay. Yeah.
Very cool, right?
So, Culture Gem, where do we find it? How do we get involved? How do we get hold of you?
So you can come to culturegem.com. Find us on all the socials as well, at CultureGem on LinkedIn, on Twitter. Um, and you can find me if you want to have a conversation with me. If you look for me as on all of the social platforms as
Mhm.
InfoSecGem. So that's INFOSECGEM.
Okay. So InfoSec Gem and culturegem.com. So
Yes.
you can find the best way to you have you got some can we do a trial? Can anybody do a trial
Yes.
beforehand? Yeah.
Yeah, if you pop onto the website, you can register for a free trial.
Yeah.
And if you and your organization want to test it out with a small group,
Yeah.
let me know. Get in touch with Culture Gem or me directly and say, I've got a free trial, and I will set up a little group for you where we'll put together a curriculum so that your team can have a play and get a real experience of what that might look like if you had that in your place of work, and what the reporting functionality would be. So we have team leader dashboards, so I can see who in my team has yet to do their training.
Yeah.
We have the full reporting capabilities and a whole host of courses. And like I said in the beginning, it's all compliant. So it's not just that was information security and phishing that I just shared with you. We have another phishing course as well, but we also cover health and safety, diversity, inclusion and equity, anti-bullying, harassment, manual handling, health and safety. So anything that you're going to need your staff to to understand and teach them
Mm.
on, we have a course for that. So it's all compliance in one place at a really, really low price as well.
Fantastic. Thank you. Thank you, Gemma. Thank you. Culturegem.com. Find you at InfoSec Gem as well online on the socials.
That's it for this episode of Scam Me. Big thanks to our funders and sponsors, and to you for tuning in. Stay safe online, and we'll see you next time.